Hi everyone, Linda Reed-Enever, and Tuesday has rolled around again for another week, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you some tips to help you market your business this Tuesday. Wow, what a week we have been through. For some of us, we are back in lockdown. And that includes not only us here in Victoria, but New Zealand have hit a couple of days lockdown as well. For other of us, we're seeing growth. And for some business owners right now, it's pretty tough. Like, let's be really honest. We are lucky here in Australia. We are very, very lucky to make sure that we are being looked after. But the thing is, there are business owners who are suffering right now. And I want to give a shout out to my team, first of all, who have helped me support the business owners with the questions and the threads that naturally came with another lockdown another lockdown situation when it came through on Friday afternoon. We all had to react quickly, and that quite often meant that we not only had to react quickly around our businesses, but we had to react quickly, to provide information and support. And we weren't the only ones. The government had to, lots of people had to. So let's delve into Tips Tuesday this week, and I'm just going to pop it into the group. And today we're going to look at content headlines. So we're going to look at headlines and how to make them stand out, because when we are creating content, one of the biggest things that we need to do is make sure that we've got a good headline and we've got some good information. Now, just for the other thing that I didn't check this morning is just to check that our sound and everything is going okay. And we're ready to go. So there's been a bit happening out there in the world of business at the moment, and we are relying on an emotion, not emotion, we're relying on an online world. And for lots of us, creating content is in an online space is actually quite new. For lots of business owners, we've gone through the world of business. I've been in the digital space since 2009, so that's longer than I care to remember. But there are the opportunities out there with creating content is new, and not everyone's a copywriter. No one got into business. I keep saying this, unless you're a marketer, you do not get into business to do marketing. You got into business to share what you're going to do. And that's what I love to teach you in these Tips Tuesday sessions, is ways that you can use my knowledge and expertise to help you do things within your business. So we're going to delve into the world of headlines. And as I said, no one got in the world of business to be marketing, so we want to be able to get out there. Now, headlines are what appears at the very, very top of your piece of content. They are the piece that attracts the audience to click, to read more, to do more. They are what goes through to the link previews when you're sharing your information to social media. Underneath that headline, there quite often can be another section of text, which is the exit or the little description about what you're going to do. But the headlines are important. So when we're using headlines in our content, we actually use them in a number of spaces. We use headlines in our blog posts. We use them in our sales letters. We use them in our email campaigns. We even use them in videos like we are doing right now, where we do live videos or we do YouTube videos or all of those things. And we use headlines quite often even when we open a post on the world of social media. So headlines are very much key to making our content work. And there is a little bit of a secret code to being able to crack the headline genre. So the first thing we want to do is we don't want to make sure that our headlines aren't boring. And by boring headlines, I just mean, look at my book, or look at this, or look at something that we did. Rather than being boring, let's look at the opportunity of making sure that our headline actually creates some emotion and it connects with our readers. Now, one of our top tips for making headlines work for you is actually using trending words and trending topics. So if there is something in your industry that is trending right now and you can tap into it, you might be able to do that. If you go back a couple of Tips Tuesday sessions, you'll see that I spoke about the new Facebook experience, and I use the words the new Facebook page experience in the headline to grab the attention of the viewers, to grab the attention for people tuning in for Tips Tuesday. So use those trending topics and work with it. The trending topics are also a great way of connecting your topic to what's happening right now. It also, if they're trending topics, they're going to be found in search. And if you can tie your headline into what is hot right now, the chances are you're going to get more clicks, you're going to appear more, and you're going to rank further up in search when it comes through to it, because the topic is trending. Now, some places you go and have a look for your trending search topic ideas, places like Google Keywords, trending alerts. You can use tools like Phrase. ways that will help you run a keyword search around and find some trending questions and some trending topics around your keyword search. You use things like Keyword Analyzer as well, and that will help you make sure that you're getting some trending words and some trending topics in there. So right now, what I want you to do is think about it. What is trending? What are your people talking about? Is there something in the news that you can tap into? Whatever it is, if you can tie your headline to your next video or your next blog post around that, then do so. Now, the next tip I say about headlines is if you can do it, you tie some emotion in it. Now, emotion doesn't have to be, you know, sad emotion or happy emotion. It can be simply, you know, how to create headlines with less stress. Say if we were looking at it from that way. And the emotion is actually the stress, the relieving of stress, or how to do something, you know, easily. So we can look at it creating emotion with, you know, relieving stress or making someone happy or going through the steps. So if we can create emotion within our headlines, we're also encouraging people to read on. And obviously, you know, a call to action like how to is definitely going to look at it. So create excitement or create a sense of ease or a sense of encouragement along the way for people to click and read your content. So say you were a dentist, you know, let's think about a dentist, for example, this morning. If you're a dentist and you're wanting people to encourage, you know, to bring their kids back after COVID lockdowns and come to the dentist, you know, 5 ways to make a dentist visit. Oh gosh, we'll try and get those words out again, shall we? 5 ways to make a dentist visit less scary after COVID-19. Now or after lockdown, whatever you want to do. 5 ways. So we've got really good instructions. We're looking at making it less scary. So we've got emotion in it, and we're trending into a topic after COVID-19 and lockdown there. So you can see how we've used just even that emotion and the trending topic in that headline. So that will give you one from there. Stats and data also works well within your headlines. So if there's statistics, if you've got facts and figures or numbers, people love to prove numbers wrong, but they also love, you know, to prove things right or wrong. So you might look at 5 myths. You might look at, you know, 10% of people do this. I had a Media Connections member call me on Friday when we were looking at putting out a press release, and we looked at the strategy of around the percentage of numbers that fake data was coming through the COVID tracing apps. And, you know, those stats are really huge when it comes to sharing your story and adding credibility to your story out there. So if you can got a figure that you can back up and you can prove in the rest of your copy, then use it in your headline, because quite often it gives the piece of content you're putting together more not authenticity, but more authority within its space, and it automatically gives a little bit of credibility, and people are encouraged to read on, and they'll only be encouraged to read on from 2 reasons. A, they think it's you know, a more credible source, or B, they're wanting to see if the figures actually stack up or whether they can prove it right or wrong. So there's headlines work really well within that space. The other thing to do with your headlines is encourage action. So encourage things like how to, learn how to, my 5 steps to, the things that people are going to type into search are really good. Understanding all of those words, once again, create emotion, but they're also creating an action, a key takeaway for the person who's reading or going to intake that content and watch that content that you're looking at. We're currently creating some content for the Course Creators Circle website, which launched yesterday. And I'm just going to give you a couple of the headlines we're looking at there. Tapping into the power of booking calendars in your courses and landing pages. And then we've got a couple of subheads, and subheads are really important too. They help guide people through. And we're talking about setting up your booking calendar in Acuity, adding your booking calendars to your Thinkific site. So that's definitely a how-to, and lots of these are some how-to posts. The other one that we've just run is a post about, you know, reducing that background noise when it comes to creating your course content. And we all have those moments in time where people, you know, share too much information, have background noise in the background, or there's too much going on. So we want to make sure that we reduce that background noise. So we addressed a pain point. So giving them a win throughout that content as well is another good one. And if you're stuck with your headline, as we all do, and we spitball headlines around here on a regular basis, so please don't think that it is a unique thing that we can sit there and come up with a headline. If you're stuck with your headline, write the content first. Write or record the video that you want to record first, and then watch it back, listen to it, read through it, and quite often the headline will be hidden in amongst what you've put together. If you need to, you can delve in and you can use some tools as well, because as I understand, not everyone has a team to spitball and throw headline topics around with. And a couple of those tools that we recommend that you can use are things like Headline Analyzer. So Headline Analyzer will give you an overall score on your blog, and CoSchedule run that one, and it gives you a bit of SEO value as well. Portent is a fun one. So Portent, the title maker, is a fun one, and it actually just comes up with some fun play on words for you to be able to create a headline as well, which is a little bit of fun. It's most probably not the most accurate one, but you can go through some fun and maybe it'll clear the blockage and help you come up with the ideas. They're definitely more fun style within the topics, but I've got some great ideas from using the Portent content generator. And the Emotional Headline Analyzer, if you're wanting to use emotion, then the Emotional Headline Analyzer is great for you inside that space as well, because it really does help you delve into the emotion and make sure that you've got a connection so to make the readers want to read on. Because in the end, our headline is that opening statement that gets people to look at our content, to read our content, to engage with our content. And we want to make sure that we are making the most of that space, regardless of whether it's a keyword functionality, because the reality is keywords are one thing, but getting people to read it is the next, and getting people to click on that link when it appears on your blog, on a YouTube channel, or on a Facebook page. That's all really, really important. And they are the key factors when we're doing our headlines, that we need to make sure that we've got, something that says read on and click. And our final tool and our final suggestion for making sure that your headlines stand out, and this isn't just for headlines, is phrase. And phrase is a brand new tool to our toolbox in 2021, but we are loving it here in the office. And phrase allows you to be able to put a keyword in, and it looks at different questions people are asking. It looks at different topics. It looks at what your competitors are writing out in that space, and gives you a few suggestions about how you can craft that headline and craft that amazing piece of copy that is SEO friendly and ready to go to help you share and connect with your audience. Okay, guys, that is it for my Tips Tuesday session. As my voice starts to fade off, it's going to be interesting running the Course Creation Kickstart today. Just a couple of quick updates for you, for us here. Business has officially turned 7 on Sunday. There are lots of promotional opportunities for you to join in and share offers and all sorts of things within the Business Facebook group. So if you haven't already jumped into Facebook group and gone to Business, do so. I'm going to pop the link in for you now. We have an amazing series of skills webinars coming up as well, which I'm really looking forward to sharing. I'm just going to get them up and live over the next little while. And officially yesterday we launched the Course Creators Circle, and the Course Creators Circle Facebook website. And the Course Creators Circle has been running as a membership program with me for a while now. And we've had some free and some paid sections of that. And the Course Creators Circle has been brought together to bring all these little tips and tricks that I teach you, not only for marketing, but inside the world of course creation, as a Thinkific approved expert as well, to help you share your knowledge through courses and expertise. So if you've been looking at creating courses, go check out what we've got on the website. We're putting some more how-tos and some more tips in there in the process. And I am looking forward to seeing those of you who are BBP members find the offer that I put in yesterday and take us up on the $49 VIP launch membership, because that is a really good one. And I know there's about 5 or 6 of those left if you want to go and grab one of those. Okay, guys, I will see you around next Tuesday. Until then, work on your headlines. Make sure they clearly say what people are about to read. Use a little bit of emotion. And if you can use a trending topic or a keyword, jump in there and use that. And if you've got statistics, well, by all means, power up your headline on your press release, on your blog post with those statistics, so that people can see the credibility that you bring to the table.